Hey everyone, today we'll be taking a look at the totally brand new G.I. Joe Classified Series Nemesis Immortal Deluxe action figure and is number 140 in the series line. Nemesis Immortal is part of Cobra, which is an ancient and sinister civilization that resides in the Himalayas, and the ruler of the society is Golobulus. Nemesis Immortal is essentially a powerful enforcer-like being that serves as the bodyguard for Golobulus. He has been one of the most anticipated figures this year, and from what we can see here, it looks like the figure is going to live up to the anticipation. The front of the packaging looks very dope, and you can see that the artwork at the front depicts in detail a range of various grotesque flesh-like components. The color scheme looks great, and essentially the design is really cool looking. You can also see the G.I. Joe Classified Series logo in white, as well as the white Cobra logo. Moving on, we can see that the left side has an image of Nemesis Immortal, which by the way looks amazing. And on the right side, there's a larger image of him. He has a very eldritch, monstrous appearance. And overall, the artwork is very macabre looking and cool at the same time. As we move to the back, we can see him in flight, and he has the alternate head sculpt and his two blades equipped. You can also see more of the gruesome, flesh-like appendage details at the top of the box and on the edge of the box. There's also some intricate detailing behind a blue background. And to the left side, you can see the Cobra Commander being trapped by some kind of large, monstrous device, which has a red, flesh-like appearance inside of it. And to the right are images of his alternate head sculpt's side profile, his cephalopod back piece, and his right foot. The top of the box looks great, and you can see that the flesh design continues up here. And here at the bottom is the usual basic info. As for the accessories, here's the alternate head sculpt, which has a phenomenal sculpt job. The head and face area is armored with bioorganic bone pieces, and you can see they're around his eyes and cheeks, the top of the head, and they extend all the way to the back of the head. Essentially, these bone pieces are like what you would see on a crustacean. These pieces look really good, and there's a dark gray wash on them, which looks amazing and gives them a weathered look. Also, there's a speck of purple paint on the nose, but it's a small paint error. You can also see that the purple areas have a textured design. The eyes are yellow, and the edges of them are rimmed in red, so these look really sinister. Also, there's dark reddish shading around the eyes, which further gives them a very foreboding look. As for the facial expression, it's very stern and angry. Overall, a very sinister and cool looking head sculpt. Then here's two alternate hands, which are fisted. As for the swords, they look amazing. In the center of the white blades is red paint application, and the hilts look great. The design has a very smooth appearance, and you can see tiny dots on them. Also, at the very end of the hilts is a piece that resembles a very sharp claw, which is purple. And now here's the cephalopod back piece accessory, which has a series of horizontal lines in it, and it basically has a purple shell-like appearance. The green tentacles have a bendy wire inside them, so they're really flexible. They're also highly detailed, as you can see various intricate sculpt work on them. Overall, a nice looking piece. Then here's the back piece accessory, and I gotta say, it looks super amazing. It's got a very creepy sculpt design, and the overall detail on it is just excellent. The body area of this piece looks very good, as the fur detail looks dope, and the gray wash overlay looks amazing as well. In regard to the wings, you can see there's tatters and veins in them, and the membrane part of the wings is semi-transparent. In addition, there's sharp pieces on the edges of the wings, which resemble claws in a sense. Also, the shoulder joints of the wings have white shell-like pieces with a gray wash attached. Overall, Nemesis Immortal uses these wings for not only flight, but also for combat and deflecting attacks. Overall, a very phenomenal looking piece. Alright, so here's the figure, and we can see that the primary unarmored head sculpt looks phenomenal, just like the secondary one. This is basically the classic head sculpt for Nemesis Immortal. The surface on the purple mask has an intricate texturing just like the first one. In addition, the expression is very angry and serious, just like the alternate one. Now as for the eyes on his head sculpt, there's pupils and irises and stuff. The irises are yellow, and there's a rim of red around the irises. So as you can see, even though the eyes have a different look, they still have a very menacing, primal look, just like the ones on the secondary one. As for the neck area, there's a bioorganic dark purple armor piece that covers the neck. As we look at the torso, we can see more of the biotech organic armor. For example, the upper torso has more of that dark purple armor plating, which looks good. On the chest area, there's a crimson red, crustacean-like armor piece, and it's got some really nice sculpt work on it. And engraved in the center, there's a diamond-shaped medallion-like piece. And overlaying the upper part of this chest piece are two long purple pieces. In addition, on the abdomen area, you can get another good view of that excellent texturing on the suit. As for the biotech belt, it appears to be tentacle in nature, and there's a white area in the center. As for the arms, you can see a large crustacean-like shell piece on each shoulder that serves as pauldrons. They look amazing, as the shell detail and spikes are dope. Also, there's a dark gray wash that overlays the white finish on them. Looks great. The biceps and stuff are huge. And you can see his signature blades attached to the back of his forearms. And they almost look like scythes in a way. And on his gauntlets is a shell-like covering, which resembles that of a crab shell. Also, there's two red tentacles coiled around the top of the gauntlets. As for the legs, you can see even more of the crustacean-like armor theme. There's purple armor plating around the thighs, shin areas, and clawed feet, while red armor is covering the knees and the back of the lower legs. Looks great. In addition, the large sheaths around the thighs look great as well, and there's some texturing in the purple areas on them. Then here's the back of him. So here he is, equipped with the winged bat piece on the back. Here he is with the alternate hands and the cephalopod bat piece. Next, here's a view of the figure with the secondary head. Then here's Nemesis Immortal with the two swords equipped. And I gotta say it again, this is one really nice looking figure. The Cobra biotech armor looks phenomenal, and the overall figure is beefy, powerful, and a very sinister looking villain. Then here's an additional look at the biotech powerhouse. Next, here's a look at the articulation. The head goes up that much. It goes down that far, which is not too far due to the neck armor piece. The head tilts, and it can turn from side to side quite easily. Full arm rotation, butterfly joints, and even though the pauldrons above the shoulders are soft, they only allow the arms to raise up this far. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, swivel above the gauntlet, swivel at the wrist, and a hinge at the wrist. Diaphragm joint, so it pivots. There's a ball joint in the waist. He really can't bend forward. He moves backward this much. Swivel at the waist. The legs move out to the sides this much, as the thigh armor impedes further movement. They kick out forward all the way, and they move back this much. Thigh swivel, double jointed knees, and the lower legs move back this much, which is pretty good. The amount in which the foot moves up is minuscule, and likewise it moves down very little, which is due to the armoring. Ankle pivot. The articulation for the secondary head sculpt is about the same as the primary one, except that the other one can look up further than this one. So this one can't look up too much due to the bone piece at the back of the head. On the other hand, the head sculpt's ability to look down is similar to the other one, and so is the tilting and turning ability. Alright, so it's now conclusion time, and I gotta say that I am really impressed with this figure. Nemesis Immortal is basically a huge, muscular, bioengineered being who's a nightmare for his enemies, and Hasbro definitely captured the full essence of this villain in this figure design. The primary head sculpt looks amazing, and so does the alternate head sculpt accessory. And in regard to the rest of the accessories, their design is very well done, especially the back piece accessory, as the fur and wing details are just too good. As for the articulation, the range of movement is okay for the most part, as the armored pieces and areas limit some movement, but that's expected. Overall, Hasbro is definitely doing their thing with the G.I. Joe Classified Series line, as it keeps getting better and better. And as always, I'm very happy to have given you another review of a great figure, and I think you all should grab this figure when possible, as it's phenomenal. As always, thanks for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and please leave a like and subscribe.